Hello America, how we doing today? Wore out. My feet are sore. Been walking around in this concrete all day. It's been a week since I told you all about the new van, and I've been busy this week. Doing a lot of working on the van, but doing a lot of sourcing, running into town and getting parts, and running up and getting pieces and bolts and screws and all the different things, ordering from Amazon, all that kind of stuff. So thought I'd just kick back and take a little break here for a second, but my feet are sore. But I'm going to get up and I'm going to show you what I've been doing. All right. First of all, I still got the cargo trailer sitting out here. I haven't pulled anything out of it yet. I've been putting stuff on that I knew I wanted to put on and couldn't source from the trailer. So the trailer is still sitting there as is. It's got 1200 watts of solar on it. It's got the inside is all done. I mean, there's some trim work to do still, but for the most part, it's done. That hour shower, that recirculating shower back there, it works. Everything's working in it, okay? The things I'm going to take out of this thing are the batteries, the Battleborn batteries. Those are $1,000 a piece, roughly, about $9.50 a piece. And there's 4 of those in there. So I'm going to take those out. I'm going to take the inverter, the pure sine wave inverter out of it. I'm going to take I was going to take the charge controller out of it, but I think I'm going to leave it for now. If you want to buy, if anybody's interested in buying this trailer, it is as it sits, minus the batteries, minus some of the electronics. I was thinking, as it sits right now, maybe about $15,000. But I take the batteries out, that's $4,000, so that gets it down to $11,000. I take the inverter out, that's another $300 or so. Let's just round it down to an even 10 grand. $10,000 for the trailer with the solar panels, with the charge controller, but not the batteries, not the inverter, and some of the other electronics. Okay. Otherwise, it's for sale, and I haven't tore anything tore apart or anything yet because I haven't needed to yet. The reason I was leaving the solar panels up there on there is because I put solar panels. I bought new solar panels for the van because if you remember the silver van, the solar panels overhung about 8 or 10 inches on either side, and it kind of made the thing look like an aircraft carrier going down the highway. So I went and found some smaller panels that fit, and they're flush. As you can see, they're pretty flush to the side of the van now. The van's about 66 inches wide at the top up there, and the solar panels are 65 inches. So they fit just about right. You can see up in there. Okay, anyway, let's go upstairs. Let me show you some of the other things I've done up there. Okay, we're up on top here, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 200 watt solar panels, and I'll turn you around and show you those. Right there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I've also got a max air fan, and I didn't want to take the max air fan off of the cargo trailer because then I have a hole and I got to seal it all up and everything. Another thing is, this is a dark gray, charcoal gray van. I didn't want a white lid on the max air fan, so I got one with a charcoal smoke color. And all I got, everything's done here. I did this morning, and the caulking is mostly dry. I used regular caulking because that's all I had. I'm going to go along and kind of clean this up once it completely dries, and then I'm going to get some Dicor and put Dicor across there. So I got butyl tape, regular. Not silicone caulking, I don't know what kind of caulking, like around your kitchen sink caulking, okay, bathtub caulking. And then on top of that, I'm going to put Dicor so this won't leak. All right, so then this just goes along up here like this and fits in. I put the screws in. I'm going to do that right before I leave. So let's go downstairs. Okay, inside the van down here. Now, I originally decided I was going to put cabinets across this side, kind of a little wall across here with a kind of an opening like a door. The bed was going to go over here, and I was thinking about folding it up against the wall. Cabinets above, cabinets above. That's kind of the original plan, okay? And then right before I started cutting on this 80/20 aluminum, I was there at home one night and come across a video of a guy that had a, I don't even remember which one it was, but he had a van, and I really liked the layout of it and everything. And I thought, man, this is going to work really good with my water tank and all this kind of stuff, because I was having trouble with the water tank, having it back here in between the fender wells, and the water tank comes all the way out to here. So even if I folded the bed up, the water tank's still in the way. So I fold the bed up and I'd still have a bench right here or whatever, and I thought, nah, forget about that idea. So let's move the water tank forward and over up against the wall over here in front of the fender well, okay? And oh my gosh, Dan, there's too much weight going to be up on the front axle. It's right here by the back axle, and I'm going to have more stuff back here to counterbalance it and everything. And this is a 1-ton van. It's going to be hard to overload it. So anyway, water tank's going to live over there. Originally, I was going to put the water tank right here and put all the batteries over there. And then I got to thinking, water and batteries and electronics. Water and electricity don't mix, for one. But water and electronics, and all the weight is on the driver's side. Let's put the batteries on this side. So what I decided to do is take the batteries out, and they're going to go underneath the bed here. And I took the bed, instead of having the bed, a fold-up bed on the wall, I turned around and went ahead and went across size, okay, crossways. Now, the difference between this bed being sideways versus the one in the silver van had a wall right here, and even if I opened the back doors up, a breeze couldn't blow through or anything, okay? So this way, the bed is here and there's no wall here anymore. There'll be a little wall come up to about right here maybe, just to hold the mattress in and have a little shelf to put my cell phone on at night, things like that. Knick-knack shelf kind of thing. Okay, anyway, the bed's gonna go side to side here. Now, with the van, let me go get my tape measure. All right, metal to metal on these vans, on a transit or Ford Transit vans, metal to metal, side to side, skin to skin, I should say, is 76.5 inches. Okay, you can buy a mattress and it's 75 inches is what I got, a 75-inch mattress. So it's going to be tight. It'll push in there, and I'll have to it'll squeeze it ever so slightly. But I'm going to put an inch of insulation over here and insulation over here. The insulation I'm going to put in is going to be this polystyrene, or polyiso or polystyrene. It's that 8-foot sheets of insulation that I put in the other van. I'm going to put it in here in the walls. Get out here, Skeeter. It's going to go right here on the wall. Well, when I opened the box to the solar panels, they had this foam. I don't know what kind. It's a flexible foam, kind of a spongy. It's the kind of foam that you get when you buy like a computer. It's that soft, kind of spongy foam. Anyway, I got to thinking that's only about a 1/4 inch thick. And if you see on these walls, they got the skin, and then there's these supports. Okay, so there's these supports, and they're about a 1/4 inch out. So I think I'm going to put this styrofoam, or this foam, cut it out for each one of these little, not window, but each one of these little pockets, so to say. That will fill that up, and then I can put the polyiso or polystyrene over the top of that. Okay, and then on top of that will be I'll probably put something really thin like hardboard with vinyl wrap. Okay, for an upholstery type look. Okay, instead of it all being wood, we'll maybe do some more upholstery type work. So enough of the insulation. We're done with that. All right. So we got the bed going across here. We got the insulation is going to take up a little bit of room. The bed will be squished ever so slightly, but it'll fit because it's a foam mattress. It's a what do you call it? Memory foam mattress. Now the problem I was coming up with is I'm going to have all the water on this side. The water tank is going to sit there at 75 gallons. It's a big tank. It's that leftover tank that was from the cargo train, the trailer build. 75-gallon tank. If I would have ordered it, I would have probably ordered a smaller, maybe a 55 or a 60-gallon tank. Would fit a little bit better. But I've already got it, so let's use it. So, and you can never have too much water. So anyway, water's going to sit right here. There's going to be a bit of the cabinet's going to go all the way back to, to the back of the chair right here. And underneath this corner here, it's about a 2 foot by 1.5 inch, or 2 foot by 1.5 foot box, whatever, and that's where an electric water heater, I think Campco makes it. Anyway, it's an electric water heater that will take about 1,600 watts. And I figured it'll take 15 to 20 minutes to warm that water up to take a shower. And that's the only thing I'm going to use it for, is taking a shower. I don't need hot water for like doing dishes or cooking or washing my hands and stuff. It's just cold water's fine. But when I need to take a shower, I'll have that hot water heater during the day when I'm getting plenty of solar and my batteries are fully charged. I can turn that on for about 20 minutes, let the water heat up, turn it back off, and then I can take my shower. There's not going to be a shower basin in here, okay? I'm going to use that plastic tub. Remember the shower tub that I had on the other van? I'm going to use the same thing. But instead of having the tub and the curtains, okay, that's going to be the same. But instead of having to boil water on the stove and having to put it in that bug sprayer pump. I don't know if you ever go back and watch that video. But anyway, you pump that bug sprayer pump and it's all that. I won't have to deal with that. I'm going to have water coming out somewhere here, probably coming up through this somehow, getting up here to the top of the ceiling, and it'll be right about right here, right in the ceiling, have a shower head. And it'll be a real small, discreet one. And it'll sit right in here. So when I get ready to take a shower, I grab my tub that would be back here under the bed. I'll open the back doors, grab the tub, pull the tub out, walk around, set it right over here on the floor, grab my curtains, 2 shower curtains, make an L and another L, and boom, 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 right up here with magnets or with hooks or something, snaps, I don't know. Put some kind of curtain here, and that'll go inside the tub. I'll take my shower. When I get done, open the curtain, step out, dry off, get clothes ready, get all clean, dried off and get clothes on. Then get out, take the tub out, pour it out somewhere. Okay, done. Okay, simple shower, because you only use the shower every third day, every 2 days, every 3 days, something like that. There's no sense of wasting valuable floor space in a small van. So I'm going to do it like that. So when I take the tub and I put it back underneath the bed in the trunk area, the storage area, I can put things in there like a generator. I can set the generator and a gas tank or can or whatever inside that, and something like that. Oil, anything, firewood, things like that can go in that rubber tub. And the rubber tub gets old and nasty and filthy or whatever, throw it away and buy a new one. Okay, so that's the water, sits right in here. Right above here is going to be a counter. I'm going to have to put a sink in here, build another counter. I'm not going to tear that counter out that was in the trailer. I'd put a lot of work onto that, but it fits where it's at, and somebody might like that as a camper. So so I'm going to build another countertop of some type. I don't know what. Maybe I'll do the 2x4 thing again. I don't know. Build a countertop, and a sink will sit in here somewhere on this side right here. All right. Then at the time, I was thinking this refrigerator is 21 inches deep and 19 inches wide and 33.5 inches tall. Okay. So I was going to put it right here because this counter was going to be a lot longer. Then I got to thinking, this is going to be inset here, so it's going to be full insulation up on top, come down, and it's going to be concave, hollowed out in the wings or so, whatever, where the bed is. Once I get past the bed, I was going to come out and go full 4 inches of insulation along here, and I probably still will do that. I don't know, but anyway, I was going to put that right there. And if I put the refrigerator, turn the lights back on. So, where was I? Oh, the wall. And if I put the refrigerator right here, for one, it's right here by my head, and I'll hear the compressor kicking on and off all night long, okay? It's not very loud, but when it's right by your head, it's noisy. So, and then I got to thinking, wait a minute, that's going to be there. This counter over here is going to be about 19 or 18 inches deep, but if I leave it recessed, then I can tuck it under this lip right here, and it'll sit back in there good. Well, look at this. Now it comes out 23 from the wall, and I haven't got it shoved all the way up against the wall right there. All right. Now it comes out 21 inches, and that countertop was going to be out here, but if you leave it recessed, it's 4 inches more, so 22 inches deep. So then I got to thinking, I already had this 80-20 stock kind of cut up and had a countertop or a cabinet framework built. So I got thinking about that. let's tear that apart. So let me go get it. So this is going to sit, and there's a bolt in the way down there, and there's a bolt in the way right here. All right. So this is going to sit right in here like this. Now, when I first built this, it came all the way over and then down. All right. This counter was going to be about 18 inches deep. But if I put 4 more inches back here, that shoves that back in there. I got 22 inches. What do you know? 21 and a half inches deep. That's to the front, okay? So, what I did is I've been doing this all afternoon, kind of took this back apart a little bit, whacked this off because it came over here, and I just cut it off and I sunk this down, okay? So now when you set this back up in here, remember the bed's gonna go right there. That's going to go somewhere about like that, okay? And I'll have a countertop right here, and there's your refrigerator. Swings open like this, tucked underneath this little lip, with about 1 inch of insulation behind, or 1.25 inches of insulation behind it. So, good. I think that'll work fine. So we're going to put that right there. This is just going to be a dry countertop. There's nothing in it. All the water is right in this little area right here. Water tank, water heater, sink, drain, shower hose coming up to the ceiling. All the water's in one spot. That's another thing. Let me come and get you. Okay, remember this door? It's a sliding door on the driver's side. When I went looking at this van was for sale up at a dealer in Dallas. There was a white one, this gray one, and kind of a gold color one. The white one had a big dent in the roof. I guess they hit a low tree branch or something when they took it for a test drive. I don't know. But anyway, it had a big dent in the top. And I kind of like this color. It's not just plain white. Now, I might have made a mistake by getting this because it'll probably soak up the heat in the summertime. But we'll have to deal with it, I guess. But I would have loved to have had a silver one, but silver wasn't available. That gold is what they call diffused silver, and it has a goldish look to it. I didn't like that at all. But anyway, with this countertop coming across here, 36 inches tall, okay, and then coming down right here, water tank or water heater, water tank, water pump, water drain, all that stuff is right in this area. Underneath here, I got a little area where I can drill a hole somewhere along in here, drill a hole, and the sink will just drain right out onto the ground, just like it does in the semi. So with that, done with the water. But I kind of glad I got this door now because it just looks fine the way it is. But then when I open this up, I have full access to all my stuff that I might need to get to service. Okay, I'm not underneath a drawer under a cabinet somewhere, you know, fighting to get in to fix stuff. It's right here. It's almost like a workbench. I can work on things. Also, this is going to be 36 inches high. This is going to come across. I'm going to put a framework, this 80-20 framework, and bolt it to the floor and bolt it to the wall so this thing stays nice and secure. Okay, if you hit the brakes, it won't go sliding forward. Okay, so this water tank is going to have a cage around it, and that cage is going to be this big, and then I'm just going to extend it up about 36 inches. Well, that means there's about that much room left over. That's a good place to store stuff. You know, have a shelf come across here and just be able to put things that I don't need every day. For one, the garden hose. Only time I need the garden hose is when I'm filling this tank up, okay? And it'll fill in right through here. So all I have to do, you know, I'll have the water hose here. I have the shower curtains. Things like that can live back in here and is only accessible from this door. On the inside, it'll just be a solid wall, okay? You might think, well, maybe I'd want to put drawers in here. Well, I'm going to have all the drawers over in that other side over here. Silverware, pots and pans, all that stuff will be over in this. That's where your utensils, kitchenware kind of stuff will all be over there on that countertop, in those drawers in that cabinet, okay? Then, where am I going to put all my clothes? Well, these kind of shirts and stuff I hang up on a hanger, but you can fold them. Let's go back inside. So now we're inside. Remember, got all the water in this cabinet, all the dry goods and pots and pans, and there's a little cabinet here that'll be tall. I think I just put a door on this or something, and that'll be for like tall things. I don't know what, but something nice and long and tall can sit in there. Other things that are really long, for instance, let's say a fishing rod can go in the bottom. I'll probably get a collapsible one, you know, folded up and everything. But a long fishing pole or something like that can sit underneath here and go up underneath over the top of the water tank if I need anything really long to store, okay? That's something I can get, you know, another possibility. All right, now, where all my clothes are gonna go, there's not gonna be a hanging closet, okay? It's kind of a waste of space. But I'm going to have these cabinets come down 16 inches and then from the wall 12 by 16 high, okay? And that is going to go from that back wall 8 foot all the way up to, not to the end of the countertop, because then you got this thing sticking out here you can hit your head on. It'll be back here a little bit farther, maybe just into the door maybe, okay? Maybe I'll even stop it right at the door, I don't know. But from the back wall all the way up to about right in here will be overhead cabinets. Place to put your canned goods, things like that. Your boxes of cereal and rice and, you know, just your food, whatever. Might put it on this side. I don't know. Just whenever I get. But one side can be all that kind of storage. The other side can be nothing but clothing storage. Now, if I roll the cabinet down and then over, that bed's going to come up about a foot. I only got about that much space. So when I lay down, I'll be hitting my head on this over counter. So I decided to take this counter and bring it up to the edge of the bed. So it'll start right here and it'll go all the way past the door, all the way to the front up here. And I'll bolt it in up here, okay? Bolt it in, it'll hang down a little bit below the door here, but it'll be one solid, probably about roughly 8 foot long countertop, or I mean overhead cabinet. So there, that's kind of what I've got done so far. I've got the floor in, the floor's got that polystyrene, that pink foam insulation on the floor, in between, you know, on the floor of this van. It looks like the bed of a pickup. It has the corrugated floor, okay? In between all the corrugations, I put that great stuff, crack sealer foam, laid that all down in the low spots, and then put the foam down and put weights on it to hold it down while that foam expanded out. When it's expanded all out, the next day I came in and I put all this, it's MDF board down as the floor, and that is the solid floor, okay? Once this is all kind of done on the inside, this area right here, the hallway around here over to the door will be done in like a pergo style wood flooring, okay? Now, one of the other things about let me come and get you and show you this up close. Okay, now you're in the inside the van looking at this passenger side cabinet. Here's the passenger side sliding door. Passenger seat, driver's seat. Okay. Now, there's going to be drawers here. Pull-out drawers. Probably about 4 of them. You know, whatever. Small one at the top for silverware, and then a bigger and a slightly bigger, and then the largest one at the bottom. Something like that. Maybe 3, maybe 4. I don't know. This whole hole over here is going to be the same thing. More drawers. So 6 or 8 drawers. Okay. Plenty of storage for that kind of stuff. Now, this 80-20, if you look at this 80-20, see it has a kind of a star pattern to it, and it's got these grooves, okay? Well, when you put this in here, these grooves can store or can accept a board. Let me see, here's a flat edge, and they'll fit right in there. Now, it's a little bit loose, so once you get it put in, you've got a metal framework with a wood inlay. Okay, bring you around and show you this. Now, this is not fitting right because I haven't trimmed this top piece here. This is just a scrap I fell on the floor. But it'll fit in here nice and tight. But it'll rattle, okay, when you're driving down the road, okay? So on the inside, right in there, you put a little caulking. I don't have enough hands. Right in here, you put some caulking, okay? And then it's nice and solid. And it has a wood and industrial metal look. I don't know if that's gonna look right or not. I'm not going to use this color wood. It'll be a material very similar to this, but it will be, I'm thinking kind of a gray interior, gray light, very, very light white colored, what do you call it? The vinyl will be just an off-white kind of color, okay? That's what I'm thinking. And then this wood on here will be gray, like, what was it, gray hickory? And then the floor will be a darker hickory. Same hickory, just a different color. So the floor is a different color than the cabinetry, okay? And the drawer fronts will have the same kind of wood. After I build the drawer, I'll just bolt this onto the front of it, okay? So that's kind of what I got in mind and what I've done so far. In 1 week, this is what I've done. So I've been, like I said, and I've had to run into town a million times to get little bolts, and that rack up there, I bought, it's at Super Strut, and all the brackets and everything. It's the same way that I built the other solar panel racks, okay? And since I only had a few of those, I run into town, I got the wrong size. I had to turn around and go all the way back. Come back out here, got to bolting it up. Oh, I forgot the bolts to bolt the things too. Yeah, run back into town. So back from here to the store is like a 13-mile drive. So it's 26 miles round trip just to go to the store every time I forget some stupid little piece or whatever. So what else? Oh, as far as the solar, the batteries are going to live underneath the trunk back here, okay? We'll set you down here on the very back of the van. That's the passenger side rear wheel well, okay? That's the front of the van. This is the back doors. The batteries are going to sit right in here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I bought a Victron solar charger. It's a 150 watt, 60 amp, 150 volt, 60 amp, and it's big enough for those 800 watts of solar that I have upstairs. This is going to come out of the box, of course, and it's going to mount probably about right in here. And then right beside it over here is where I'll put the inverter. So all the electronics, the solar stuff will be, the solar's on the roof, it'll come back and all in one little corner. Then I'll probably build at 80-20, and I'll build a little wall here because this is strong, but I wouldn't trust my big old fat butt to, for it to support me. So I'm going to build a little wall here, and I'll probably build a wall right here that's just kind of wedged in, okay? That way, if I ever need to get anything, I can just pull it out, okay? So just build it 1/8 of an inch too tall, and then when I put it in, just kind of wedge it, and it'll lift the bed up ever so slightly. And then on the other side, this big tub, I'm going to sit right in here. I might build another wall here, and then I have a cubby hole here in the center. I don't really know exactly. It's kind of like one of those, like I said, it's kind of, I like to build things and make it up as I go. Because if I make a huge plan, like I did on SketchUp, I made a whole plan of how to build, and then right at the last minute, no, let's change it and put the bed across the back. So yeah, it's just me. I got issues. So, my feet are still killing me. Walking around on concrete all day is tough. So let me see here. There you go. So I'm gonna kick back, finish my pipe, and then what is it? Then I got to put that vent fan on, and then I'm going to head home because it's getting close to dark now. It'll be dark here another half hour probably. So I'll put that vent fan on and head home, and then tomorrow I'll come out and I'll start building the framework around the water tank and the cabinetry around the water tank. Once that's built, then I'll start doing things like the insulation in the walls and all those little cubby holes up above. The insulation that I put in was rock wool insulation. It kind of looks like pink fiberglass insulation, but it's made out of stone. I'd heard of the stuff, didn't know anything about it until I started doing some research on YouTube videos on vans. And the thing about the rock wool is it's made out of stone. It's made out of lava stone, like pumice stone. And what they do is they grind it up into like a powder, I guess, and then they put it in an oven and melt it, and it melts it back down to lava, just like what comes out of a volcano. They turn it into this yellow molten liquid, and then they put it in a spinner or something somehow, and it spins it out, just like cotton candy. It spins just like cotton candy, and it makes this mat. And then they kind of glue that together and everything. But the thing about it is, it's stone. It can't rot. It doesn't want to absorb water. Okay, it's kind of water repellent. You see videos about it where they take water and just pour it on it and it just beads up and rolls right off. It doesn't want to soak up water. There's other kinds of insulation that I'd thought about or read about other people doing, and one of them was like denim insulation, and all it is your blue jeans. They just grind it up and make a fluff out of it, and kind of glue it into these mats. And okay, well that's a really good insulation, but what does denim do? It absorbs water, and your jeans get wet, and it takes a long time for them to dry out. Well, if it absorbs water, then you end up you could have mold issues and stuff. So I stayed away from that. And then a lot of the van lifer type, they're the hipster crowd and stuff like that. A lot of them, they like to use the hemp. At first I wouldn't have a clue where to buy that stuff, let alone, but I'm not, it's hemp, whatever, oh, hemp, marijuana fixes everything, whatever, so I just, for one, it's a natural product which can absorb water also, like hemp rope would absorb water. So I thought the rock wool is probably the best. The polystyrene insulation I think is the best because it's a vapor barrier too, but it's hard to work with up in those little bitty cubby holes. So I just put rock wool up in there, and in the down below by the fender wells, all those little cubby holes are full of rock wool. I'm going to open the doors there. On the door there's a panel. I'm going to take the panel off and stuff rock wool in there, and on the back doors too. So that will be my insulation and everything. So I guess we went along here long enough. So that's what I've been doing all week. And I'm sorry I'm not doing a how-to. I'm not going to do a step-by-step how I'm building the van because I'm in a hurry. I want to try to get this thing built so I can go out to Arizona in the middle of January. I'm planning on going out to the court site with the rest of the crowd. Was going to go out right after January 1st, but now that I got the van, I want to try to build the van up good enough to live in. It won't be done, but it'll function. Okay, it won't be pretty, but it'll work. The batteries will work, the water will work, the refrigerator will work, things like this. So with that, I'm kind of in a hurry trying to get this thing done. Enough to go out to Arizona and just spend a couple weeks out there, and then after that come back and work on it all the way through February. At the end of February, I should be done with it by then, working on it every day like this. I should get it close to done, if not completely done. And then in March, I'm going to start working on the truck, getting it working, the semi, getting, the things that I pointed out I need to get fixed on it and worked on it. Not everything. I probably am not going to paint it because that's not a need to do, it's a want to do. But there's a few things I need to do to it to get it up and running. So, it runs, don't get me wrong, it's just get it to where I can go out and live in it. Right now I've got problems with the electrics in the sleeper. The lights all turn off for some reason. Some kind of timer, I don't know. I really haven't looked at it any more than that. So, but anyway, so that's kind of my game plan. Work on the van for about a month. In the middle of January, around the 15th, 16th, somewhere like there, head to Arizona, go to what would have been the RTR. They're not really having an RTR anymore, but a lot of the same people keep showing up out there. So go to the RTR for a couple weeks, and then in the beginning of February, head back home and work all through February working on his van while it's cool in Texas. Because once it gets hot out here, you know me, once it gets to be about 90 degrees, I quit coming out here. It's too hot. I don't want to be in this heat. So Texas winters are nice. Texas summers are brutal. So anyway, with that, I think I went on long enough. So y'all take care and be good. And what I'll be planning on is weekly Monday videos. Every Sunday, I'll come in, I'll show you what I've done and fixed and finished and the process, and the progress report, so to say. It'll be progress reports for the next 3 or 4 weeks. So come next Monday will be the next video, okay? So I'll come out here on a week from today, today's Sunday. I'll come out here on Sunday again and do a video, put it up on Monday, and it'll be a progress report. And I'll do that for about 3 or 4 weeks. So with that, y'all be good. Take care. Bye. Oh, I'm sorry. Ciao.